So this short video is just a very quick overview of how to layer or combine images using Photoshop. Let's start off by let's open more than one image. So I will open 6 or 7 images here. So I can highlight the images I want and drag them all at the same time to Photoshop. Well, it will open Photoshop and then you will see that those images open up. So in Photoshop it is possible to have more than one image open at a time, and you can actually see that each of those images appears in its own tab just across the top here. Okay, and I can switch quite easily between those images. Down in the bottom right hand corner here where it says background, this is known as our layers panel. So you can see it says layers here. Now clearly in each of these images so far there is only one layer, and that is the actual image. But what if we want to combine images? What if we want to put more than one image on top of another image? So let's say I'm starting with this image. In fact, let's start off so we can turn it by rotating it round. And let's say I want to combine it with this image here. Okay, so I can add this image to this image in a couple of ways. So the first way is I could go select all, and I can see my selection mark goes around my image. I can go edit, copy. I can come onto that new image and go edit, paste, and you will see the image appear. It's a smaller image, so it obviously looks smaller on top of the other one. But crucially now, down in the layers panel, you can see that I've now got 2 layers. I have my original background layer and I have the new layer that I've put on top of it. If you think about these as if they were printed onto pieces of paper, I had that first image and then I put another piece of paper with another image on top of it. Just to show you the other way of copying those images, let me deselect that for a moment. If I get my move tool, which is at the top of my toolbar here, and I click and drag to the new tab, I've still got the click held down, I come down and let go, and it will copy the image again in exactly the same way. Before I start editing these images, there is no reason why you should limit yourself to one layer. So in theory, every single one of these images could be added in here. So if I went to this image now, for example, let's get my move tool, let's drag and drop, and you can see that I have a new image here. Okay, let's just work with the 2 for a moment. So if I have my move tool selected, for example, you can see that I can move this layer around, but I can't necessarily move the layer beneath it. The layer that will be affected by anything I do is the layer that is highlighted here. If I wanted to affect the other layer, I would need to highlight that. Okay. With this layer here now, there are things that I can do. So at the moment I have an image sitting on top of the original image which is completely blocking the view. It may be that I want to have it appear only in certain places. So if I use my eraser tool, for example, anywhere I erase it, you can see that it goes through there. Let me just undo that for 1 second. If I wanted to erase it but not erase it completely, I can change the opacity and I can start to wear through like so. And finally, let me undo all of that. I can also change how see-through this image is by clicking on where it says normal here and by experimenting with what we call our blending modes, which allow us to see through the other image in various different ways.